Yo, what is up, guys? It is Saucy Posse here, back with another video. And today we are going to be doing number 25 of predicting every NFL team's record. And we got the New England Patriots. This is definitely a controversial team, and I am going to definitely put out a controversial opinion for all of you guys. So go ahead and comment your opinions all you want. I've gotten some toxic ones from Boston fans in general. So bring the heat, Boston fans, because I think I actually have a right to say this. I don't think your team is going to be that good. Most of your defense did opt out, except for Devin McCourty and Stephon Gilmore, just talking about the good players. But before we get into the schedule, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bells because we got an Xbox gift card right behind me, ready to get one of you in the hands of. But yeah, let's just get straight into this video. So, week 1 against the Dolphins. It's a young Dolphins team, and for that reason, I'm going to be taking the Pats in this one. I like Fitz starting and getting that starting job. I hope to see Tua later in the year, especially for a team that really doesn't have that playoff hopes, to get some playing time, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is somebody that you can definitely grow on. He has had some great seasons where I've seen some good stuff from him, but you can't sleep on a decent, one of the top defenses in the league, even with all of these opted out players. You got the best quarterback in the league and arguably probably a top 5 free safety in the league, in Devin McCourty. This is a good defense, no question about it. They did lose some players like Van Noy actually to this Dolphin squad. And maybe even Dante Hightower. I believe he went somewhere else. But yeah, I don't think I think Cam Newton's still going to be decent. I do think there was a reason that the Panthers didn't play him. Yes, it was maybe because of injuries, but another reason is maybe because he wasn't as good as his Super Bowl 50 season. So, but I'm still going to take the pass in this one. Week 2, Seahawks. This is going to be a blowout, and I'm not being biased here. Like this, I said in my last video that the Seahawks were going to lose once to the Rams. I said they were going to split games. And most people would think that the Seahawks would sweep. I'm not being biased. I don't think an offense with only Julian Edelman and N'Keal Harry, who had like a few good games last season, are going to be able to keep up with the explosive offense with Rashad Penny, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, and a defense that just added Jamal Adams. So I just don't think he can contend, in my opinion. Cam Newton's good and all, and that backfield, I would like to see it more in use because, as we know, Tom Brady's been the quarterback for a while, and they didn't really run the ball. I'm excited to see the usage of James White and Sony Michel because they are some good running backs that don't get much credit because they don't get the ball that much. But I'm definitely going to take the Seahawks in this one. Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr is not bad. Hopefully he has one of those seasons where he has a good year. The wide receiver squad, not that good. I like to see Henry Ruggs show out, and it will be very good. If you're talking Madden, Raiders are a great team. Defense is horrible on the Raiders side. That's the only worry I have, in my opinion, and that's why I'm going to be taking the Pats. Yes, and at the start of the video, I said the Pats were going to have a horrible year. Remember, their division is with Miami, New York. They're definitely going to get swept by the Bills. But week 4 against the Chiefs, there's no way to argue that the Pats are going to win this one. Even though Stephon Gilmore can lock up Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill's faster. And one of the most underrated parts about Tyreek Hill is some nasty route running. But you're not going to be able to stop both Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins. It's not possible. I'm easily going to take the Chiefs in this one. There really isn't anything to debate if we're talking these teams. I don't really have much to say about the Pats as we go into week 5 against the Broncos. The Broncos have a very good team, but the Pats, it's just, if they can run the ball, they can get away with some wins. And they can get away with wins against decent teams. I just think you Boston fans, you guys are overrating this team. Cam Newton is not what he used to be. And if we're looking at the wide receivers, Julian Edelman was only as good as Tom Brady was. And that's the only reason he was good is because they would have to double team Gronk, or because Tom Brady would get through tight needles. And that reason I'm taking the Broncos. Drew Lock's going to have a great season. Don't care what you guys think. Courtland Sutton's still a great wide receiver. He might be a one-hit wonder, but I'm betting on that he's still going to have a great season. They did lose Von Miller for the rest of the year. It's definitely a tough loss. They got Bradley Chubb, they got Justin Simmons, they got AJ Boye. It's definitely possible. All I'm saying is it's possible. But the Broncos are easily going to win this one. You guys are overrating Cam Newton. I'm sorry to say that. And this season could change if your defense didn't really sign with anybody else, and they also if they didn't opt out, because most of them did opt out, especially the ones that you might need some depth on. Week 7 49ers. I think this team's going to underimprove. I think this is the underimproving teams matchup, but the 49ers, it's not like they're going to go 5-11. They're going to go something like 8-8, 9-7, 10-6, something like that. The Pats, we'll see what I think of them, but this could be an L for the Pats. There's no question about it. That defense is too good to even score 7 points on, to even score a touchdown on that team. Secondary is good, and obviously the pass rush is what wins the game for the 49ers, those heavy blitzes, and people don't talk about enough how Kyle Shanahan is very good. And as we get into week 8, let me talk about Bill Belichick. In my opinion, Tom Brady, great quarterback, right? But if we're talking Bill Belichick, before Tom Brady was there, Drew Bledsoe was an incredible quarterback. He tears his ACL. Tom Brady comes in, becomes an incredible quarterback. That means you got two quarterbacks. It's like inverted, so I don't know where I'm going. But 2 quarterbacks that ended up great with 1 head coach. He did great with the Browns. All I'm saying is Bill Belichick can prove how great he is. The Bills have gotten some close games with a Tom Brady healthy Pats. And when I'm saying healthy, I mean not old, very good shape, Super Bowl years for Tom Brady. And that means this team's going to sweep. Get out their brooms, because the Bills are no joke. And they're easily going to sweep the Pats. I don't think there's anything to talk about. As we go into the Jets, this is another team that had most of their defense opt out, especially the important ones like C.J. Mosley. No matter how bad Cam Newton does, which I think he's actually going to have a solid season, he can throw on this defense all he wants to. If he can get targets, if he can mow his way and find one person that he is comfortable with, which in my opinion is going to be somebody like Mohamed Sanu, going to be somebody like Julian Edelman or N'Keal Harry. Basically, that's going to be it. And he's going to find only one target, and I'm saying that because Cam Newton, as you saw, he didn't have any wide receivers. He really didn't. He was a big fan of Greg Olsen, and that's why they got to the Super Bowl, because of that and the defense. And now he has an even better defense, in my opinion. But they're easily going to take down the Jets. That ain't even a question. Ravens, Texans, Cardinals. Bold decision, all 3 L's. You're not beating the Ravens. That Ravens is a top defense, and even if Lamar Jackson goes down or gets hurt, whatever, they have a nasty backfield with J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram, and I'm betting on Hollywood Brown to improve, because I think this is a great wide receiver that's just in a tough offense to get that going with the wide receivers, because they rocked 2 tight ends most formations for the blocking, and because for the catching as well. But Texans, you guys are sleeping on how good Deshaun Watson is. Without D-Hop, he can still throw the ball, and with Will Fuller, really anything can happen. I'm speaking this out of true facts. It's Brandon Cooks. Hopefully he comes back healthy, and then you're really chilling. But the Texans, if you're going, Stephon Gilmore can lock a guy completely. I've seen, if they go against Stephon Gilmore, there's guys that don't get a catch, and they're great wide receivers. And Devin McCourty to lock up, it's definitely a good secondary. The question is, can they score, and because we know that that offensive line for Houston's horrible. If the Pats can get pressure, this could be a blowout. But I still trust in Deshaun Watson to throw up some dots because we know Deshaun Watson. He is crazy good. He beat the Bills defense. And he did get killed by Ravens defense last year, but really it's up and down for this Texans team. But I don't think the Pats should be too much of a problem as long as they can score on the offensive side. Cardinals. Uh, Kyler Murray's good. He's not as great as people think. I like him. I think he's going to end up a top 10 quarterback this year. I think he's very good. And with DeAndre Hopkins on his team, really that's all you need. Larry Fitzgerald isn't retired. And I'm not saying you have to throw to Larry Fitzgerald 10 times. I'm saying this guy you can trust for making a tough catch and also for the leadership on the Cardinal side. This is going to be an easy dub for the Cardinals. Really, both sides are killer for that Arizona team. Chargers. I'm hoping to see Justin Herbert at this time if they're losing a lot of those games because you never know. You could end up with a great player with those early draft picks. I would be surprised if they don't go with a defensive, maybe corner. I don't know. That defense is pretty dang solid. But Cam Newton can shred without Derwin James as long as a good offensive line with the Pats can stop the Chargers D-line with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. And I think they could easily lock up Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. It shouldn't be hard. I think it's going to be an easy pass up. Rams. I think I said the Rams are going to win in this one on my last video. I don't know, because I know I was talking some crap about the Pats. And that's not hatred for my part. I just think people are saying they're going 10-6. And I'm like, dude, you don't realize that all of their players opt out. And their wide receiver core is only good because of Brady. And Brady didn't even have a good year. So Cam Newton, if he can lead this team to a decent record, that shows you that Cam Newton is the real deal. But I'm going to take an L on this one. The Rams, if Jared Goff can get a good season, isn't that bad of a team. Week 15 against the Dolphins, I think they're going to sweep it because I should see Tua around this point. Or if they're having a good season because of Matt Breida or Ryan Fitzpatrick, then you might see an L here. But in my opinion, I think Stephon Gilmore could definitely lock up Devontae Parker, and that defense can completely lock down Tua or Ryan Fitzpatrick, no matter what you say. Yes, Miami beats that Pats team a lot, but if we think about it, it's more because they've gotten used to Brady more than anything else. Bills, week 16, I said they were going to sweep, and I have a reason. Great defense, and I think Josh Allen is going to have a great year with Stephon Diggs. And yeah, Jets, another sweep for the Pats. I just don't think the Jets will. I think the Jets are going to be in tanking mode at this point, either trying to get Trevor Lawrence or a good wide receiver, maybe. I don't know. Because the Jets definitely need everything they got. They have tons of picks from the Seahawks. They have Bradley McDougald. But it's not going to be enough to get a dub against a decent Pats team. And all I'm saying, Pats fans, if you guys are still watching, because I know you probably are heated, is if your team can get good wide receivers, you guys can win a lot of games. I can trust the defense, even with tons of opted out. Stephon Gilmore locks down an entire side of the field. Devin McCourty, same thing. I'm saying you guys can definitely win games. No matter you just have to get wide receivers. But I'll be back in a second to tally up this record. After looking up the record, it is going to be 6-10 for my opinion. I'm not sure if I picked the Raiders or the Pats. I'll check it in the editing part. But yeah, this isn't a bad record by any means, and you never know what you guys could get away with, especially with a tough schedule. Maybe you could pull out some surprise shockers, which I wouldn't be shocked to see because it's the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited for football. Make sure to like if you are excited for football because by the time I post this, we'll be only one day away. But anyway, guys, peace.